Good morning, 7th, 8th Latin. I am not there today. So we are moving on. We finished our review unit, Unit 1, chapters 1 to 5 in Lat for Children B. And now we are moving on to chapter 6. And we're starting to get into personal pronouns. Now, what do we mean by personal pronouns? Well, you remember how verbs have person, right? And that's because you know that when you have a first person pronoun, you're going to use a pronoun that says I, right? I or we. When you have a second person verb, amas, right? You love. So you're talking to the person across from you. When you have a third person pronoun, you're speaking to the person across from you about somebody else. Okay. He, she, it, they. Okay. So those verbs have those pronouns built right into them. Well, maybe we want to be able to use those pronouns now outside of just using them as the subject of a sentence. Maybe we want to talk about his ball or his book, or I don't just give the book to Emily, I give the book to her. Okay, so I would have to have a dative case. We haven't gotten into the dative case yet. Or, you know, the women prepare dinner, the women cooked it. The woman cook it. Okay, so let me show you here. Hopefully you can see this. And this, this chart, you can see the top part of it, is eus, ae, am, is the same as, excuse me, the chart that you are going to have for this this chapter, chapter 6. We're doing third person singular personal pronouns. So we look at the top part of this, and it should match the opening page. You've got new vocabulary here, and that new vocabulary is mostly feminine nouns, as well as learning this third person personal pronoun. I think we'll get into the plural here, which you can see on the bottom of this chart. This is from the high school textbook, by the way, and we will get into that the next the next chapter. Okay, so you can see that it's got 3 columns, just like in our adjectives, because we have 3 genders. So when you have an adjective that modifies a masculine noun, it's got to have a masculine gender. So we have the 3 genders here for our pronouns as well. Is, ia, id, that's the nominative case. Eum, eam, id, and remember the neuter rule, right? The neuter rule is that the nominative and accusative for any neuter, whether it's a noun, pronoun, adjective, is always going to be the same. So that's why you've got id, id. All right. So when you do your quiz on Thursday, you're going to have to know at least 2 of these, and you'll notice that the masculine and the neuter are quite similar, because just like the second declension nouns are quite similar, right? The nominative and the nominative is a little different, and in this case, the nominative and the accusative is different, but everything else is the same. And even the feminine is not that different, right? The genitive is the same as the masculine, the dative is the same as the masculine, and the other parts, the accusative, the ablative, are very much like the nouns, right? They end in an M in the accusative singular. They end in a long vowel for the ablative singular. So some of this should look familiar to you. So basically, you need to do for your homework, you need to do just as we usually do, filling out the meanings of the new words, filling out the chant, okay? And again, you're going to learn this better if is, aus, ae, am, ao, ea, aus, ae, am, ea, id, aus, ae, id, ao. So repeat that, over and over, get it drilled into your mind, okay? The reason you know how to sing song lyrics to a song that you like is because you've listened to it dozens and dozens of times. And so you picked up those words. Well, if you're going to learn something, chant it to yourself over and over again. And that's the way you can drill it in to your mind. All right. So that's about it. Just you guys could do a little game with your new vocabulary to practice for the quiz, some hangman or something like that. But otherwise, Lord willing, I will see you tomorrow for music, and then Friday for Latin and music. So appreciate your prayers for me, dealing with some leg issues. So have a great day. God bless.